So stand more often. This is a big one. Actually, this is a big problem, I think, for many people. And you know, my solution, I think what I offer up is a solution, because of course, standing desk, you can get a standing desk. You can, you know, they can be quite pricey. They can be a bit of a faffy thing to implement, but there's a very simple solution. Either you find you know, if you're working off a laptop, you can find a counter that's the right height for you. When we talk about the right height, it must be that your elbows can be at 90 degrees on the keyboard. So that you shouldn't have hands higher than the elbows or lower. That's an ideal height for you. So if you can tap away on your keyboards with the elbows at 90 degrees, you're in the perfect position. If you don't have such a counter, then why not grab a box from, I don't know, Woolworths, Waitrose, cut it to the right depth. So when you're standing at your desk, cut it, maybe you need a fairly deep box, put your laptop or your remote keyboard or mouse, so make sure it's a big enough box, cut it to the right height and use that. And the minute you start getting tired again, you can just throw the box off into the corner, sit down and work. And I would suggest that you switch every 30 minutes. It's too easy to get stuck into being seated for a very long time. And what we do know is that the average person who sits for 6 hours or more as an adult, okay, so you know, over the course of a normal adult life in terms of working, if you sit for 6 hours or more uninterrupted, you are looking at a possible life reduction, a longevity reduction of 5 years. So that's a lot. That's a lot of life to lose over just not standing. And that's simply to do with the fact that when you stand, you're creating a gravity situation. You're forcing your heart to work harder to get that blood around the body. And so you keep it switched on and you keep it active. The minute you sit down, you've lost that. But more importantly, because this is the workshop we're doing today, from a fat burning point of view, when you stand, you activate an enzyme on the cells that utilizes fat very, very nicely. The minute you sit down, you switch it off. Not the minute, but in general, the seated position switches that enzyme off. So then you lose your possibilities of reducing body fat as well, or you increase the possibility of storing more fat.